resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good day, New Orleans and internet, or whatever time you're listening to the show. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280, coming to you live from Brian Held's living room.
Yeah, we're pre-recording the show for Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, eat some turkey. Have a coma. It's awesome.
They're probably already in a coma at this point, Dave.
Probably.
All
right, guys. So as always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek, or check out the website at twigradio.com, or Twitter at Twig Radio, and the Instagrams at The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, once we're off the air, we're going to load this up on Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com, or you can download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, and at foxsportsam1280.com.
All right, so let's lay out the show real quick. Of course, you know we always have Skungy and his pick of the week, and then we have John Mangus.
Yeah, Mr. John Mangus is going to come on, tell us all about this film production he's working on. I'm not going to give anything more away than that.
Oh, okay. We'll let him give it away.
Right.
All right, and then we're going to do an abbreviated Top Nerd News because Brian was lazy and didn't put any effort into this week's show. And then, are we having a Week in Geek History?
Oh, yes, we'll get it. Yeah.
We're feeling feisty today, so without much further ado, let's bring on our boy Skungy and his pick of the week.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by Gamestop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
You might be an idiot savant.
Woohoo! Skungy, what's shaking bacon?
Gobble, gobble, boys.
Hey, man.
That sounded weird, Skungy. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, what, I'm fired?
Yes, exactly. All right, Skungy, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like crazy things today?
Yeah, we're just going to talk about like some deals now. Like we know, like probably everybody's listening to this is if they're listening to it, they're getting ready for Black Friday.
Yeah,
so they got a bunch of deals hanging around in the air, and they got tons of deals on some video games that if you've been late to the gate, you haven't gotten some stuff. Now is going to be a great time to pick up some really good stuff, really cheap.
Okay.
The biggest one that I got to say is the Steam machines that were made by Alienware. Now, these are going to be on sale on Black Friday, 50% off.
What? Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Uh-huh. So 50% off of Steam machines, that's incredible, Skungy.
Yeah, I mean, you've got many different models of them with either i3 processors all the way up to an i5 processor, with 4 gigabytes of RAM to 8 gigabytes of RAM, and between a 500 gigabyte to a 1 terabyte. The lowest one being you can get the basic model for only $225.
Wow. So are you telling me that Dave can finally join the PC Master Race here and join us on Steam and play some awesome games?
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't necessarily say that he could be part of the master race with that one. You would be part of that's a basic model that you're more along the lines of the peasants.
Are you somehow equating a Steam box, which is more like a console, to your dirty PC?
Well, I mean, at least it bridges the gap. It's, there's still the whole divide between multiplayer console versus PC. Like, I've got a bunch of friends who are getting into Overwatch right now, and I can't play against them because they're all on console and I'm on PC.
Oh, that's because you have no friends.
Oh, well, can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
All right, so how much is it, Skungy?
They're gonna range anywhere from $220 to basically $420. So that's just one of the deals that they're gonna have. They're gonna have like Xbox Ones are gonna be like the new slim ones are gonna be like $50 off on Friday. You're gonna have certain models of PlayStations on sale, $50 off. So you can get those starting with like $250 if you haven't gotten it. Tons of games on sale, like Mortal Kombat's only like $20. You can get XCOM 2 for only $30.
Oh, wow.
On Steam or
no, on console, on Xbox One and PlayStation 4,
yes.
and they're like most of the deals are across all platforms. Like if it's if it's on sale on Xbox, it's on sale on PC and PS4 as well. That's how normally do it. Normally these deals are set by the manufacturers of the games themselves, not by the stores that are selling them. So they go across all platforms.
Skungy, I got to ask because I'm behind. I haven't checked, but the new PS4, the updated one, what is it? The Pro?
The Pro.
Yeah, the Pro. Are those available yet?
Yeah, they are. They came out about 2 weeks ago. It's now look, I'm going to be completely honest with everybody here. If you don't have a 4K TV, you don't have to get a Pro and you don't have to get a Slim. You're fine with having the old one. If you have an old Xbox One and you don't have a 4K TV, you don't have to upgrade. If you have a PlayStation 4 and you don't have 4K, you don't have to upgrade to the Pro. There's no reason to. Only if you're doing 4K. And then 4K is not even really, they don't even have 4K streaming on the cable companies in this area yet anyway.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the full, range of it. So,
right. But I mean,
if you do have a 4K TV, it's worth it.
Are they discounted as well for Black Friday?
No, those will not. Those are still $399 for the Pros.
Okay.
But the Slims, the Xbox One S, which is 4K streaming available, those are on sale.
Uh-oh. Time for an upgrade, Dave? No. All right, cool. So lots of great Black Friday deals at GameStop. What time do y'all open Friday morning?
We're opening up at 5 a.m. All of our GameStop does one thing. Hey, look.
So funny.
What?
Look, but you know what? A lot of places like Walmart and all these other places are opening up on Thanksgiving. I got to say, I do love my company because they said, no, even though the manager said, look, it's better for business for us to open on Thanksgiving, they said, we hear you. Still stay closed on Thanksgiving and spend it with your family.
Yeah, I think Wally World eventually decided to just stay open or open up at 7 o'clock on Thursdays just because people were dying in the mass crush of humanity.
Oh, yeah. But no.
Yeah, they decided to not. They're just open on Black Friday. And they're going to be open on Christmas, I think.
Yeah. No, well, good on them, man. And good on GameStop. That's awesome. So.
All right, Skungy, guess what?
I am fired.
No, I was going to say it's the holiday season. I was going to give you a bonus or a raise, but you know what? Screw it. You're fired.
Wait a minute. A raise?
Too late.
You don't pay me in the first place.
Now. You get a severance check. Get off the show.
I still love you,
A severance
Skungy.
check of nothing. Hi, y'all. Happy holidays.
All right.
Happy
Thanks,
Hanukkah.
Skungy. All right, Dave.
Later.
So,
Later.
what?
It's your outro music.
It's my outro music?
Yeah.
All right.
What
good.
is it good?
Oh, geez. All right. Well, Dave, we're going to go to a break, and when we get back, Mr. John Mangus telling us all about Tenet Noctis, his new film that's in process right now. Guys, stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280.
Listen to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you. Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coo's is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
This is Kate Mulgrew for The Week in Geek, Fox Sports, 1280 AM.
Just kidding. It's Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, the Major from Ghost in the Shell. Listen, or the Tachicomas are going to get you.
Oh, welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
So, joining us on the phone, it's Mr. John Mangus. He's a local actor out of the Baton Rouge area. John, you there?
I am here.
Oh,
We got John Mangus on the phone.
man, it's so good to see hear from you, man. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So,
I'd love to enjoy your dulcet tones of Dave and Brian.
Dulcet tone.
Oh, stop.
The mellifluous voice of
Yeah.
Mr. Brian Held.
So, hey, so you've been a busy guy lately. You know, I know you're as an actor, you're always have to get out there and find the next gig, But you recently did something up in Shreveport I thought was pretty interesting. You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I did a movie called The Dead Site. It's dead, and then it's the second word site is like S.I.T.E.
Okay.
So it's an acronym. I'm not going to spoil it, what it stands for, but it is a sci-fi horror movie. It's really, really kind of fun. Very, very interesting premise. It was written by Gregory P. Wolk, and Rico Lowry was a director, and Justin LeBrun, who's also a local Louisianian, he produced it and also stars in it. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool, man. So, and your Major Lee is your character in there?
Yes, I am Major Lee, and
Major Lee what? Major Lee High?
I know, that's kind of neat. A little bit of it is a little bit of the movie. It has some satire in it, and to a lot of different. It alludes to a lot of different things, but for my part, when I was asked to audition for it, and I auditioned and got the role, they didn't exactly tell me what I was auditioning for. And, I knew it was the father of the lead, which is Mia, played by a teenage girl. She's my daughter. Hunter Parker's her name in real life. And I am throughout the whole script, but I actually, as a kind of spoiler alert, but I think that's okay at this point. The movie comes out in fall of 2017. I get beheaded, but
What?
so I am a head. So most of my experience in the movie, I mean, I blow up a big robot creature at the beginning with a missile and all that, but most of my lines are delivered as a head. So
That's
that she keeps
awesome.
in a bag.
That's
I'm her moral
majorly
compass.
mind-blowing.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. So, and I find it interesting too that you keep getting these military roles. You know, you were in a bunch of different kind of military, Secret Service, FBI type roles. I think that's cool, though.
Yeah, it's really good, and we just recently had Veterans Day, and I want to say thank you very much to people that have served our country, veterans. They've done a fantastic service, and so I do my best to try to represent them in a positive way. And if I don't think it is, you know, I don't take those roles. And you know, I've turned a couple down, but there's appears to always be more, so I don't fret too much about it.
Well, and we echo your sentiments. Thank you for your service, guys out there, guys and ladies. All right, well, John, the big news that you have for us is your Indiegogo campaign just ended, and you are now officially funded for a new production that you've written a screenplay for called Tenet Noctis. Tell us about this.
Well, thank you so much. I have always fancied myself as being able to write, but I never wanted to write a screenplay or a script. You know, I always would get them and look at them and be like, wow, I could write this better. And now I found out that I don't know if I can, but I did write one. So I wrote an entire screenplay for a feature-length film, but we can also adapt it into a pilot for a TV show. It's called Tenet Noctis, which is Latin for the longest night. And it is basically, I would like to call it faith-based horror.
Okay.
It's historically authentic. It's set in 1185, toward the end of the Second Crusade, a couple years before the fall of Jerusalem. It features a group of Knights Templar, and protecting the road to the Holy Lands, and they battle with Saracens. Well, there ends up being another evil, way worse, and we find out that the Saracens really aren't that evil, and the Templars aren't. There's no Dan Brown. I mean, this is a real accurate portrayal of them, and they have to come together and they have to survive the night. And if it becomes a TV series, then it would be how they have to live going forward after knowing what they know.
Yeah.
So Alex Eldamani is going to star in it as well, and he's also a co-producer. Mike Morrow, Alex is from Louisiana. Mike Morrow is from Louisiana as well. He's also one of the investors. We have an outstanding crew, just an amazing crew. It's amazing how many people. Some really good actors that are going to be involved with it. Theo Crane, Elliot Gray, people that have worked in Louisiana, Carrie Gridley, and some other really good actors. She's actress, but and actors. And Brian Held Jr. is rumored to have a part in it as well.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's what we're talking.
Are you like craft services?
Well, we'll have to see. I show up on the film, I think. Maybe. We'll see. We're still working it out. John, have your agent call my agent, all right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, hey,
who knows, Dave? We may even have a spot for you.
I don't want to be y'all's fluffer. It's not happening.
Hey, we need a bucket boy, though.
Bucket boy.
Right. So who's directing this?
We are going to have a camel and some horses. So, somebody's got to clean up after them. Dave.
Wow. Who's directing this shindig?
The director is Tim Russ of Star Trek Voyager fame.
Oh.
He is going to play the part of the Iman, and he's going to direct it. So it's a really big coup for us. However, it is a pitch trailer, so this is like not as a trailer that you would see like in a theater. This is to be shown to studios and networks.
Is that called a sizzle reel?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different names. You're right. Some people call it a treatment. It's basically a proof of concept if you were building a product. But I'll give you an example of one that you've seen and probably all know of. 3 years before the movie was ever made, they filmed, I forget which group did, but they filmed the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool pitch trailer. And that was a much larger budget, but that was the impetus for getting the Deadpool movie made.
Yeah. I mean, that blew up virally on the net.
It went crazy.
Yeah, so maybe you'll have such luck, John, if it leaks out somehow.
It is, definitely a possibility. I hate to stutter there, but the script is people really enjoy it. I don't know how else to say it. They've read it and they enjoy it. I've had a wide variety of people read the script, from Hollywood types to the monk professor at the St. Joseph's Abbey. So, and they enjoy it. It really appeals to a wide segment of the demographic.
And I have to say, having read it myself, I very much appreciate the adherence to accuracy, historically and everything. I mean, that's very hard to get the proper representation in Hollywood for that. So kudos to you, sir.
Well, thank you. And you know, it isn't a Game of Thrones, even though it will have swords and all that. There is no real sorcery. There's people that believe and have conviction, and you know, everything that's mentioned in there, and you know, it does involve an evil entity, but you know, he's mentioned and known, can be researched and scripturally based. So I believe authentic, but also really possible, and that makes it kind of scary, you know?
Yeah. No, but that's good stuff. All right. Well, John, how can folks find out more about it, or if they want to be a part of it, you know, maybe invest into it? Like, how do they do these things?
Well, great. We are still taking some investments if you wish. Biggest place is find out more about it is go to John, middle initial R, last name Mangus, Mangus, my official Facebook page. Look for the little blue circle with the white check. You can find out information on it there. Also, if you do want to invest and want to know more about it, JRMANGUS at like electronic tigers, TIGERS.net. That's my PayPal. We still will offer some perks and even walk-on roles, you know, featured extras. We're filming the 28th, 29th, and 30th in Hammond at the Renaissance Festival grounds. It will be a closed set, so it'll only be for people that have invested or are involved with it. Also on IMDb, type in TENET Noctis, NOCTAS, Tenet Noctis, and it'll be listed on IMDb as well. They can read on it.
Yeah, and I tell you, they got some cool T-shirts as perks. It's some good stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really nice. So,
yes, we will have more T-shirts.
That's cool.
Yes, I got a really nice small crop top for Brian. So.
Now we're talking.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us and all our listeners about this awesome project that you're working on. And just hang on for a second for me. Guys, when we get back after the break, we're going to be talking some top nerd news going into this holiday season. So what is this?
How do you not know this song, Brian Hale? I'm going to take away your geek. Don't read it, you butt face. Lord. I tell you, John, it's hard to find good help these days.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Guys, stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280.
Thank you.
San Diego.
Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market. When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to
Starscream here. and you are listening to The Week in Geek, Fox Sports, 1280 AM. Call me Lord.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
So, is it that time?
What time is it?
It's
time to get ill. I said, what's the time? It's time to get ill. No, it's not that time.
How about some time for Top Nerd News?
Okay, we'll do that.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Kasha's Bazaar. Find them at 5727 Jefferson Highway. And now, our top nerd news stories.
All right, Brian.
All right. Leading us off is how long does it take games to be cheap on Steam?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
So this was
one.
This is
2 months.
Very
3 months.
Let
me know when I'm getting close.
No.
4 months.
Actually, the average is 7 months.
7 months?
Yeah, so when you have a...
That's about how old my milk is.
Right. Oh, jeez. When you have a big AAA title, which, all of these are $60 a pop, it takes about 7 months to get them down to the $30 range.
Okay.
And indie games take a little longer, a little over 9 months to hit the 50% average, but those usually launch around $20.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure that they need the money a lot more than some of the big labels do.
Well, they do, and of course, if a game
just need $20, right? Just $20.
If a game's not very popular, of course, it'll get discounted pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and those online MMO type games too. If those don't do well, they'll just go free to play and then do microtransactions, all that stuff. But
go to the bargain bin at Walmart.
Yeah, and of course, there's always the challenge, and we're looking down the pipe for it right now is, do you take the challenge on Steam and not buy any games until you play everything in your library, right? Because everybody goes for the Steam sales.
Yeah, right.
I got to spend $1 on this game, And
needs dictate that I must spend $1.
It's bad. I don't even want to look at my Steam library. So many games in it. But
yeah, I'm behind just on my Xbox library.
I'll bet.
But I was glad that Skungy told me that XCOM's going on sale, XCOM 2, because I've been meaning to pick it up, but I picked up Battlefront, and then I picked up Zombie Army Trilogy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like playing both of those, and so I haven't even gotten around to XCOM. So I'm glad I didn't buy it, because it had just been sitting there getting dust on my hard drive.
Well, sometimes it's best to wait.
Yes.
So
notoriously cheap.
All right, what else is on the list here?
Well, all right, so we've got some movie stuff on the list here, and the big thing is that, some of these are interconnected, but I wanted to start with the Star Wars one.
Okay.
Did you know how dangerously, perilously close we were to getting a Boba Fett movie?
I think we were pretty close, but it's probably good that we didn't.
Yes, that's why I set it up like that. I mean,
right.
Everybody and their brother wanted a Boba Fett movie. I want a Boba Fett movie. I think we all still want a Boba Fett movie. Fortunately, we did not get one from one man named Josh Trank.
Right, that's the guy who
of Chronicle fame.
Chronicle.
Chronicle was a turd fest, and then but the train wreck that is truly denoted by his name is Fantastic Four.
Oh my God! Look, that movie was so bad.
A day that will live in infamy.
Did you ever see it?
Yes. DJ and I watched it. It's called Fan Four Stick because when you look at the logo, it's Fan, then a big 4, then Stick. So we watched Fan Four Stick.
Oh, geez.
It was, I went into it wanting to enjoy it. I went in going, you know what, I'm gonna prove the world wrong. I'm going to find some good stuff about it.
Kind of like Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, God, I despise you.
It was right there. I had to take it. But...
So I enjoyed the other movie. But Fantastic Four, there were just zero redeeming features to the movie. It was just horrible from beginning to end.
Well, what was his involvement with Boba Fett?
All right, so he was signed on to be the director. And so after the failure that was Fantastic Four, what happened was Disney wanted to, at Star Wars Celebration 2015, run the trailers for 2 new Star Wars flicks.
Okay.
One of them being Rogue One.
Right.
And then the other one was going to be Boba Fett. and 2 days before Star Wars Celebration, they booted him.
Yeah.
And so now here's the kicker. They actually had like a sizzle reel, like
Okay.
our friend John Mangus has
Yeah.
made for Tenet Noctis.
Tenet Noctis, yeah.
Yeah, nailed it.
There you go.
So they had a little, like a proof of concept kind of little trailer. Probably would have just been Boba Fett. He's no good to be dead, which would have been cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a trailer for me.
Right.
But they even had a trailer, but at 2 days before they fired him because of the way Fantastic Four was going, and they were like, I guess after the greatness that was Chronicle, I mean, apparently his pedigree was, in question.
Yeah.
So it had been in question after Chronicle for me. But in essence, they 2 days. We were 2 days away from getting a Boba Fett movie. Because Brian, if they'd have played that trailer,
right?
Let's say the numbers hadn't come in yet on Fantastic Four, we'd have gotten a Boba Fett trailer, which means Disney would have been on the hook for a Boba Fett movie.
Well, that's true. So I guess they're waiting on the numbers from Rogue One, right?
Yes.
To see if they're going to keep doing spinoffs.
Now we got Han Solo. That's confirmed. Now, actually, that can bring us into our next topic, Brian.
What's that?
The Han Solo trilogy has cast.
Han Solo trilogy?
Is it a trilogy?
I don't think no. It's
What is
just
it? It's
just one.
It's a standalone.
As far as I know, it's just
Okay,
one.
for some reason I thought it was like
it's a prequel, maybe, where it talks about his young
like the
young
Han Solo stories. I don't know what. There's an adjective behind the Han Solo.
Yeah, prequel.
Is it?
Yeah, like because it becomes it's his early life, right?
Right,
It's
I
the
know,
young
but I mean,
Han Solo.
But like Rogue One is called A Star Wars Story.
Right.
What is Han Solo's tagline?
I don't know. Let's find out. Let
Well,
me see if I got
dang
it.
nabbit. But let's get to the casting while you search that out through the interwebs. Amelia Clarke, you know who she is?
Amelia Clarke.
Not Amelia
No.
Earhart.
No.
It's a Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now, she's great. I love her in Game of Thrones. Now, they have fantastic writers. But she also starred in Terminator Genesis, which I have yet to see, and apparently it tanked in the box office.
Is that the one with Matt Smith in it?
Is it?
The
I
newest
think
one?
so, yeah. I mean, it looked fun. It looked like a romp. But,
Right.
I never got around to watching it because gooder movies came out.
Oh, jeez.
So I just never got around to it.
So
maybe I'll wait till it goes on sale for Steam.
Real quick, it is Emila. Is that how it's pronounced?
Amelia.
Amelia Clarke has joined the cast of the untitled Han Solo prequel. Right. So that's where it is. So yes, precedes the events of A New Hope.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
we knew that because it's got a young Lando in it.
Right.
What's his name? He's somebody's kid.
Yeah.
We're all somebody's kid.
Glad you cleared that one up, Dave.
Right, that's what I do. I'm the fact checker.
All right.
But so Amelia Clarke's in that. I mean, with the Game of Thrones, you would hope that that will translate to a Star Wars movie. But I mean,
No, I think she'll be fine. I
think Terminator just had some storytelling holes because once they got so far into the down the rabbit hole with the time,
that whole series has huge holes. I mean, you're like, I appreciate some of the early Terminators, but at some point you need to stop and move on to something new.
Stop kirking it. Stop
Yeah,
going around.
right.
Just stop going in the past, saving whales and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
All right,
what's next?
Well, let's stay in the movies, Brian. Let's all go to the lobby. Well, all right. They both kind of work into each other. Which one? That one right there. You want to do the remake?
Let's see.
Well, they're both connected.
Okay.
So I'll save now let's do the reboots. Let's talk about reboots.
Oh, jeez. This one, the Highlander remake?
Yes.
Okay.
So, it's just like a Highlander. It's almost impossible to kill. And
Right.
they've been trying to reboot this movie. Trying. And it seems like they're going to succeed at this time because they actually signed somebody onto the project. It is Chad Stahelski?
Stahelski? Yeah, that sounds right.
So he was also the co-director of John Wick.
Okay.
And next year's John Wick Chapter 2.
Did you see John Wick?
I loved it. Oh, my God, I loved that movie.
I thought it was okay. Like, I watched it, I enjoyed it, but it was brutal.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome.
Very.
Just callous murdering. I mean, to see our boy, Wild Stallions all grown up, Bill and Ted on a massacre killing spree. But no, I mean, it really was brutal, which is why I liked it. And the best part was you messed with two things: the
What's
man's
that?
car and his dog.
Right.
People are going to burn. So, but now the thing is with this guy Stahelski, he's like, oh, I loved it as a kid, so I'm going to be real good with the remake. But just then do something else. Just rename it. Stop with the reboots. I'm starting to get on your side here, Brian.
Oh, wow.
I'm really beginning to think that.
Should we write this down? Like, take a note?
Maybe so.
Dave's
maybe so.
agreeing with Brian for once?
Yeah, I don't like the idea of a Highlander remake. But, which rolls into our next topic, Brian.
What's that?
Another John Wick alum, his other co-director, is also, he's officially heading up the new Deadpool. Jesus, don't die on me. Don't you die on me.
I'm good. Let's see. Lech?
Yeah, Lechty.
Or David?
Leach.
Yeah, I guess.
Liechtenstein. Baron von Liechtenstein. We will rock you. The greatest Ren Fair movie ever.
Most definitely. I love that movie. It's a great. So he's going to be directing Deadpool 2.
Yes, he's going to be sitting in the director's chair.
That's interesting.
And now his pedigree is John Wick, and he did something else before that.
I think it's interesting. Do you know why the previous director Tim Miller left?
No, why?
Because he wanted to really Hollywood it up. And he was looking for a $150 million budget.
Whoa.
And Ryan Reynolds is like, nope, we're going to keep it low, lowball at $50 million. They did it.
Really?
I think it was $52 million for Deadpool 1.
But the whole time they kept complaining about how they had no money.
Right.
Like in the movie, they complained about it.
Exactly. I think that's the point, is that, if they throw just money at it, right, there's going to be huge expectations,
Oh, yeah. We're going to keep it on an indie budget.
You pretty much have to add, like, for those big movies, there's $100 million in promotions behind that, right? So, $150 million movie, now it's $250 million just for promoting the thing,
right?
And
it's a sequel,
and then it's got to come out with stupid, gains in order to have the studio make any money back. That's why, Batman versus Superman makes almost $1 billion,
right?
And then they're like, yeah, it was kind of a flop. Right,
that is messed up.
It is, but it's all the promotions, it's all the stuff that's coming in front of the movie that they're spending on. So I could see it. It's a smart play on Ryan Reynolds' part. And look, there was a famous director, on Broadway who, stage manager, whatever, who did these sets, these fabulous sets, and somebody asked him, if you were given an unlimited budget, what could you do? And he was like, I don't want an unlimited budget. Having a budget constrains me. It forces me to be creative and come up with things in order to save money and be efficient and everything. If I could spend any amount of money, it would be ridiculous. I wouldn't know when to stop. And so, that's a smart play on Reynolds' part, and I'm excited for number 2.
You're excited for number 2.
As I understand it, as I get older, I'm going to be very excited.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I love Ryan Reynolds. I want to bear his love child.
Oh, jeez.
Just saying.
What else?
I guess we'll do one more because we're getting ready to hit a break. So a Confederate time capsule was opened in Louisville.
Louisville? All
so
right.
apparently it was buried in 1895, and it was just like Geraldo unearthing, Capone's tomb.
Right.
And every time I think of that, I always think of Weird Al. We were going to open up Al Capone's glove box.
Oh, with UHF, right? Yes.
Supplies.
Yeah, dude, I love that movie.
I know that's a great movie too. Now, if they remake that, I'm going to join you, and we'll burn down whatever studio tries to remake UHF.
No doubt. So this Confederate
time capsule, so it was buried in 1895, and apparently they just didn't have very good technology back then.
No.
So when they removed this monument to take the time capsule out, it was just soggy crud. They didn't seal it properly.
Yeah.
So like they were supposed to have a cigar from Jefferson Davis. They were supposed to have Confederate currency or whatever. It just would have been cool little historical find.
Yeah, no,
and I think Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson had actually stolen George Washington's teeth and put them in there. So I mean, we were looking for those all these years.
Yeah,
but apparently it didn't.
I'm sure George was looking for them.
He was. So it was just mush.
That's sad.
Yeah, just kind of like Capone's tomb. All this hype, and there was just nothing there.
Nothing there.
The ravages of time. Brian Held. They wreak havoc on your colon too.
Oh, jeez.
You're talking about when you get older.
We need to go to break, Dave.
He's saying we should take a break.
We should take a break, guys. When we get back, we're gonna have some This Week in Geek History. So,
don't you die on me.
Oh, jeez. No, I'm trying not to. All right, guys. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Stay tuned for these short commercial messages.
Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book-related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market. When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Now back to The Week in Geek.
Ooh, I'm so happy.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
This is brilliant dialogue.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. You're so chipper when you come back from breaks.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm happy to be back on with you, Dave.
Oh, liar! Liar! I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
All right, man.
So, what are we doing?
As we close out every show.
This Week in Geek History?
Yes, sir.
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes! Oh my gosh!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Five Stones Media. Find them on the net at fivestonesmedia.com.
This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
All right, Brian, what's stopping us off?
All right. You ready on that hotkey?
I am.
All right. First item on our list is November 21st, 1973. And that's this one is in light of the recent series that came out. But Westworld, starring Yul Brynner, Richard Benjamin,
nice.
and James Brolin, is released. So,
dude, all right. So, like, I finally got caught up on Westworld.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do the Walking Dead recaps on the morning news with Jerry V.
Right.
And we started doing Westworld, and we haven't kept up with it. But I've been enjoying the hell out of the series, dude. It's good.
Everything I hear is great.
And actually, I mean, they had a huge like plot spoiler last episode, which actually throws just everything up in the air. Just
really?
like as far as it goes towards, you know, our real world future, and just kind of like the way this movie's going.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of reminds me, they did a better job of it, but that god awful series Humans on AMC.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's all like, you know, they basically, they're sex bots, you know, and so it's like, that would not happen in the real world unless they were like, you know, a Westworld atmosphere where it was only available in the theme park.
Okay.
You know, if you have sex bots running around the whole country, bad things will happen.
Did you see AI?
I
mean, that's an old
maybe
reference.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, they had sex bots in there. I mean, look. Japan is
very,
working on sex bots.
I know, but we're a very prudish country, and I don't see any legislation getting pushed through to be like, yeah, let's make a robot that thinks that also likes to have sex and stuff.
Yeah, I think they're going to work toward sex bots.
Well, they will, but I mean, we'll have to grow as a country first, Brian.
All right, we've diverged way off of our original topic. Next on the list, you ready?
Yes.
November 22nd, 1968. Sees the airing of Plato's Stepchildren. It was an episode of Star Trek, and it has the famous kiss between Kirk and Uhura.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow. It broke barriers.
It did. Oh, and
what was the plot behind that one, though?
I don't even remember
the plot behind that one. That's not the one where they have like the giant Zeuses or whatever, the giant gods on that one.
Maybe I'm not. It's been so long since I watched the original series stuff. But
I watched a few old episodes, like last month, actually. The one where they leave the Gangster's Guide to Chicago on the planet.
Oh, that's
Piece of the Action. That's what it was called.
That's amusing.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, next on the list, I have to mention this one. November 23rd, 1963. Doctor Who first appears on BBC television and goes on to be the longest-running sci-fi show in history.
Yeah, but they cheated.
What do you mean they cheated?
Because they canceled it for like 20 years and then brought it back.
There's like two spans of 11 years, actually. Like between, I think it's the 7th and 8th Doctor, there's a span.
Yeah, they cheated.
And then between 8 and 9, there's a span.
Like The Simpsons, 25, 26 years now running.
27, I think, if I remember
without
correctly.
any hiccups.
Yeah, no breaks.
No hitch in their giddy up.
Right.
So, but it's Doctor Who, so we'll cut them some slack.
Yeah, most definitely. So, didn't Star Trek have breaks, and it's still considered running, right?
No.
No?
No, because they were new series the whole time,
Yeah. All right.
I mean, Doctor Who is one continuous plot line, in essence.
All right, you'll like this next one, because it means you're going to hate it. On
Yay.
November 24th, 1859... It's recognized as a geek holiday, Dave.
God.
It's Evolution Day. It's the Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species is first published.
Well, I just want to know when they give out the Darwin Awards. That's my holiday, Darwin Award Day.
Yeah, no, you're
so
right.
Joe Bob down there in Mississippi, now he got the Darwin Award because he went to too many conventions and died of alcohol personally.
Oh, jeez.
Poor Joe Bob.
Yeah. Is that true? Did he
No,
really
he's not
die?
dead. Joe Bob is not dead. Joe Bob lives.
Oh, please, no.
Yes.
Oh.
What's next?
What's next?
Hey, you know what? Do you have Kennedy in there, JFK?
Do I?
He's not really a nerd, but,
I don't have
Today's
Kennedy.
the day of his assassination when he got shot in Dallas.
The 22nd of November?
Yes.
Because we are pre-recording this. So.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I saw some pictures pop up on that.
Walter Cronkite was on the air.
It's
good stuff.
The Darwin
Bad
Awards were launched in 93,
93.
but I don't see a date.
Of when the awards are given?
Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on.
In Florida, every day is Darwin Awards Day.
Oh, jeez. The origin of Darwin Awards can be traced back to posts on Usenet group discussions as early as August 7, 1985. But there was a dedicated website and a collection of books in 93.
I apologize to our Florida listeners. Stop eating people. Just saying.
Yeah.
Bath salts and human meat don't go together.
All right. You're probably not going to like this one either.
Dang it.
November 25th, 1998. Babylon 5 ends its 5-season run on TNT with the epilogue episode Sleeping in Light.
You just between Babylon 5 and Holiday Inns, you have an unhealthy love for these two things.
What's wrong with Babylon 5? Have you ever watched Babylon 5?
Yes.
And you just don't like it?
For a hot minute, I was in the Babylon 504 group.
Okay.
Like I made a meeting.
All right. So it's not your thing? You just...
I did not like the graphics. I didn't like I didn't like anything outside of what they were doing. I just didn't like it.
It does get better as you...
It was visually unappealing to me.
The first season's rough, but they were running on a tight budget.
Well, that's what I was watching. And I mean, look, it was what Space Above and Beyond
Yeah.
was on at the same time. Now, of course, it was Fox, so of course it was a great show, so they canceled it.
Of course.
And of course they left it on a freaking cliffhanger, which was even worse.
Well,
but
that's Fox for you.
The graphics were basically like the same, but I gave the edge to Fox because they had a bigger budget.
Well, the budget gets better in Babylon 5. Like
Does
the
it?
later seasons, yeah, it gets much better. And
Okay.
Then, and then there's the disjointed deal between seasons 4 and 5, but that's another discussion for another day.
Okay.
All right. Last item on my list, November 27th, 1971. The Soviet Mars 2 orbiter releases a probe. It crashes, but it becomes the first man-made object on the surface of Mars.
So the Russians beat us to Mars? Is that what you're telling me?
And I was trying to think of a, in Soviet or Russia joke, but I couldn't come up.
I will break him.
So, yes, the Soviets did beat us to Mars.
Man!
Apparently.
All right, we got to get there quicker. Come on.
Well, we just need to get a man on Mars. Or a woman.
Well, we had that documentary of The Martian.
Yeah, that you brought up last week.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't count. They weren't actually
I really felt bad for the guy, but I'm glad we went and saved him.
Oh, jeez. I was seeing where I was like, there was a documentary, but no, now you referenced the book.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Oh, God. Are you ready for some birthdays?
Sure.
On the 21st, Sean Shamel. He's a voice actor. He's done a bunch of anime series and stuff like Dragon Ball Z and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So happy birthday. On the 22nd, Scarlett Johansson.
Johansson.
Yes, gotcha.
Yes.
So, yes.
Black
Ghost
Widow.
In the Shell.
The
Did
major. You see the trailer came out? I think we talked about it, didn't we?
We did. It looks fantastic. I love the comparison trailer where they showing it compared to the 85 movie, and it's shot for shot. Perfect.
Same thing with Beauty and the Beast, the live remake from Disney.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Beauty and the Beast.
On the 23rd, Sally Richardson Whitfield. She was Allison Blake in Eureka. Do you remember?
I remember Eureka. I mean, I didn't watch a whole lot of it because I couldn't afford sci-fi when it was on the air.
Right.
So I had to catch up on it later, but
it was cool. It got a little thin after, I don't know, 5th season or something like that. I just kind of lost interest.
It was
after
a cool
while.
concept.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I met Colin Ferguson and Erica Serra, who's Sheriff Carter
big time.
and Deputy Lupo were the two on there. They were really super cool. Yeah. They were at Dragon Con, Dave.
What? What's Dragon Con?
Uh-huh.
Never heard of it.
All right. On the 24th, Dwight Schultz. Yes, Howling Mad Murdoch. You remember him?
I know nothing. Nothing. Wait, no. Oh, from A-Team?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's been in so much stuff.
He has?
Yeah. Oh, Dwight Schultz has been in a ton of things, man.
Maybe I just don't remember without the leather jacket and the little propeller hat.
On the 25th, Kenneth Mitchell. He played Eric Green on Jericho. It's a little bit of an old reference.
Yeah, that is.
But he's been into other stuff, too. And last on my list, the 27th, Jaleel White. Urkel. There you go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Urkel. Did I do that?
Yeah. Happy birthday, all of those celebrities.
So, Brian, what are we talking about next week as I queue up one of your favorite songs of all time?
So next week is the first week of December, and as we always do, we're going to do our Christmas special, our Christmas buying wish list special. So
as we always do?
Yeah, we've done it the past 3 years. So
okay,
you've got homework.
I do.
You do.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about Christmas stuff, like what's hot for geeks this week.
Right. What you want as Christmas presents. What suggestions.
So I'll just put this out to all our adoring fans. Say, hey, send it to the studio, 929 Howard Avenue, care of the Weekend Geek.
Right. Yeah, no. This is so they can buy for each other. It's,
not for us?
No. Don't be selfish, Dave. It's a time of giving.
Okay. All right, and don't we have following week we have an exclusive interview that we scored at MCFC.
MCFC. It was Kazuha Oda is the vocalist and bassist for Kazuha,
And she said you have a melodic voice.
She did.
Mellifluous.
She honored me greatly with her compliment. But so we're gonna we talked to her. We're gonna air that on the 8th, and it's great. They're a great band. I love their stuff. So anyway, stay tuned for all that, guys.
So that's been another exciting episode of the Week in Geek. Happy Thanksgiving, all that jazz to you, and till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Call me sire. To flare my castle, you must use fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. When I rock the party and come correct, all the cuts are on time and rhymes connect. Got the right to rev and will elect. Other rappers can't stand me, but give me respect.